Archangel Michael says, "Today, God says, I need to talk to you for 2 minutes, and it has to be right now. Don't you dare ignore this and make me angry, open it quickly before too late." This message is not here by accident, and it is not something you just scroll past like everything else. This moment, right here, is divinely timed, wrapped in love, and filled with something that your heart has been crying for silently, maybe for days, or maybe even for years. It is no coincidence that you are here reading this right now. God is calling you, not to punish or to frighten you, but to remind you of the love He has never stopped pouring over you. He is not like the world that forgets or abandons when things go wrong. He is not like people who leave when you break or fall or cry too hard. He does not walk away when you're too tired to keep pretending you're fine. He sees the truth behind your smile, the ache beneath your silence, and He leans in with compassion, not condemnation. Type 2222 if you trust in God. When the world feels loud and cold, when the noise drowns your prayers, and your heart feels empty, God still listens. In the middle of that loneliness that you can't explain to anyone else, He's there. Even when it feels like He's been quiet, He's been holding every tear, every whisper, every shattered hope in His gentle hands. He hasn't left you. He hasn't forgotten you. And He never will. Sometimes, when the pain has lasted too long or the silence has gone too deep, the enemy tries to convince you that you are unseen. But heaven sees you. The Creator of the stars, the one who carved out oceans and painted the skies with sunrise, He knows your name. Not just the one you were given at birth, but the one only He calls you by, the one full of tenderness, purpose, and eternal love. There's a reason your heart hasn't given up, even when your mind told you there was no point in holding on. There's a reason you're still here. That reason is Jesus Christ. He is not just a name written in books or whispered in prayers. He is alive, and He is near, closer than every breath you take. He walks with you in every valley and sits beside you in every storm. He is the calm that holds your soul together when everything else falls apart. Jesus has not forgotten the promises made over your life. He knows the delays. He knows the heartbreak. He knows how hard it is to wake up some days and keep showing up when you feel like there's nothing left in you. But He also knows what's coming. He sees the beauty beyond the ashes, the breakthrough beyond the burden, the light behind the long night. And He's asking you today, don't give up now. You've made it this far, not by your own strength, but because He has been carrying you, even when you didn't realize it. You've walked through fire, and yet you're still standing. That is grace. You've been crushed, but not destroyed. That is mercy. You've been abandoned by others, but never by Him. That is love. Every second you wait, wealth meant for you slips into someone else's hands. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been proven to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. This is more than an opportunity, it is destiny knocking. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. Sometimes, God's timing feels like a mystery, and His silence feels like a test. But what if the silence was never a sign of absence? What if it was the gentle hush of heaven wrapping you in patience, preparing you, molding your soul for something that no human eye has seen? What if the delay is actually protection? What if the unanswered prayer was the beginning of something greater? You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And you are certainly not too broken to be loved. God does not love the future version of you, the one who has it all together. He loves you now, in the mess, in the middle, in the struggle. His love doesn't wait for your healing to begin. His love is what begins the healing. There is power in the name of Jesus, not just the power to save souls, but the power to mend hearts, to break chains of shame, to restore peace where fear has reigned for too long. He is not done with you. He's only just begun. The weight you're carrying is heavy, but His arms are stronger. He doesn't ask you to fix everything. He just asks you to give it to Him. Whatever guilt you're holding, release it. Whatever wound still bleeds, let Him touch it. Whatever fear still haunts you, speak His name into it. The enemy wants you to believe that you've missed your chance, that it's too late, or that you're not worthy of another beginning. But the enemy is a liar, and the cross has the final word. Jesus came for the broken, the lost, the weary, the ones who don't know how to pray anymore, and the ones who barely whisper His name. He came for you. And He is here, now, whispering back, I love you still. There is no wound too deep for Him to heal, no sin too dark for His forgiveness, no past too messy for His redemption. You are not a mistake. You are not beyond repair. You are a story still being written by the hands of the Most High. God isn't asking you to be perfect. He's just asking you to come closer. Let Him hold you. Let Him guide you. Let Him show you that even in this season, even in this valley, there is still hope, and there is still beauty rising from the dirt. When your hands are empty and your heart is tired, that's when His grace shines the brightest. That's when He lifts you up and fills the cracks with His strength. Don't run from Him. Don't hide your pain. Bring it all, every scar, every fear, every unanswered prayer. Lay it down. He is waiting. He always has been. There's still time. There's still purpose. There's still so much more ahead. And most of all, there is still a God who loves you more than words can ever describe. This is when heaven wraps its arms around you the tightest, and Jesus gently says, I am still here, and I am not going anywhere. This message is not just words on a screen. This is a whisper from God's heart to yours, telling you that this very moment is holy, and it's not too late to let Him in. Type 222 if you walk by faith. The truth is, God never waits for things to be perfect before He shows up. He doesn't wait for your situation to be fixed or for your spirit to feel strong again. He comes right into the middle of the storm, not to scold you for doubting, but to hold you while you're trembling. He steps into your pain, not to lecture, but to lift the weight that's been silently crushing your chest. He does not come with pressure. He comes with peace. It's okay to admit that you're weary. It's okay to say that your prayers have turned into tears lately. God understands the language of your tears better than any sentence you could form. Every drop has been noticed. Not one has been ignored. He doesn't grow tired of hearing your cries, even if they sound the same every day. He doesn't lose patience when your faith flickers. He is drawn to you even more when your strength fails, because His power is made perfect in your weakness. What you're going through hasn't gone unseen. What you've endured hasn't been wasted. There is a purpose forming, even in this pain. You might not see the full picture now, but God has always worked in the unseen. His miracles are often born in the places we never expected. He turns graves into gardens, sorrow into songs, and ashes into something beautiful. That includes your life. That includes your story. Maybe people walked away when you needed them the most. Maybe you feel like you've been abandoned in the middle of a storm. But heaven never left. God has not turned His back on you, even if you've made mistakes, even if you pushed Him away, even if you lost sight of Him while trying to survive. He's still calling your name, not with anger, but with love deeper than the oceans, steady and faithful. Type 555 to claim miracles. He knows the battles you face, not just on the outside, but within. The silent ones. The ones nobody else knows about. The ones where you smile on the outside but feel like breaking apart inside. Jesus came for moments like these. He came not just to save your soul for eternity, but to hold you through the everyday battles that wear you down and make you feel small. There is healing in His presence, even if the situation hasn't changed yet. There is rest for your soul, even if the answers haven't come. You are not forgotten in the waiting. You are being formed in the waiting. What looks like a delay is often God preparing a deeper restoration than you asked for. You asked for relief, but He's preparing renewal. You prayed for a way out, but He's carving a new path altogether, one that leads not just to a better season, but to a stronger, more anchored heart in Him. God wants you to stop carrying everything alone. You were never meant to handle the weight of the world by yourself. That was never your job. That is His. He is not standing at a distance, waiting for you to figure it all out. He is beside you, asking gently if you'll let Him help. If you'll trust Him with what you can't control. If you'll believe that He's still working, even when you can't see it yet. Some days, faith is not about big declarations or perfect prayers. Some days, it's about whispering His name when your voice shakes. Some days, it's about showing up even when your heart is hurting. Some days, faith is getting out of bed when all you want to do is disappear. And those days matter deeply to God. He sees your effort. He honors your courage. He treasures your faith, no matter how fragile it feels. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to pretend that everything's okay. God sees right through the mask, and He still calls you beloved. He knows your history, and He still calls you worthy. He knows the choices you regret, and He still offers you mercy. There's no darkness in your life that His light cannot reach. No mistake too big for His forgiveness. No distance too far for His love to cover. Even if you've walked away, even if you feel numb or lost, His arms are still open. His grace is not something you earn. It's something you receive. He is not keeping score. He is not waiting for perfection. He is only waiting for your heart to turn back to Him, even just a little. That's all it takes for Him to flood in with healing, with peace, with hope that you thought was gone forever. This isn't the end of your story. Not even close. There are chapters ahead that will overflow with laughter, joy, and love that makes sense of every sorrow. There are days coming where you'll look back on this pain and see how God carried you through it, how He used it to shape something beautiful inside you. And one day, you'll use that very story to comfort someone else in their valley. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for surrender. He wants to take the broken pieces in your hands and trade them for something eternal, something whole. Will you let Him? Will you trust Him with what hurts the most? He's ready. He's been waiting. Type 1919 to receive miracles. He's not disappointed in your weakness. He's not upset that you're tired or struggling or questioning what comes next. God is not watching from a distance with crossed arms. He is leaning in with compassion, reaching out with hands that know what it means to bleed, to break, to feel pain. Because Jesus felt it too. He walked roads filled with sorrow. He faced rejection, betrayal, and exhaustion. He didn't just come to fix your eternity, He came to walk with you through your humanity. The struggles you faced were never your fault. A hidden brain frequency, once buried in secret research, has been silently holding back your wealth. Now, for the first time, it is available to you, and it only takes minutes to activate. Imagine the chains of debt breaking, the doors of opportunity opening, and your life flooding with prosperity. This chance may never return. Click the link in the video description and comments below to claim it now. If your soul feels tired, know that He understands. If your prayers feel empty, know that He still listens. If your days feel heavy and your nights feel long, know that He sits with you in both. He's not rushing you to be okay. He's not asking you to fake joy when your heart is breaking. He simply wants you to know you're not walking this road alone. There is a kind of healing that doesn't happen overnight. It unfolds slowly, like the first light after a long night, soft and steady. Sometimes, it doesn't come in the form of sudden answers or visible miracles. Sometimes, it's found in quiet strength that carries you one more day, in peace that makes no sense, in a gentle shift within you when nothing around you has changed. That, too, is God. That is His grace doing holy work in hidden places. So many people are waiting for their lives to change before they believe God is near. But He is closest in the waiting. He's present in the middle, in the ache, in the unknown. He doesn't wait for the victory to arrive before He joins you. He steps into the battle with you, every single time. There's no need to be ashamed of where you are. Even if you feel stuck. Even if you feel numb. Even if you've tried to pray but can't find the words anymore. God isn't measuring your worth by your performance. He isn't expecting you to always feel strong or inspired. Your honesty is what He loves the most. The real you, the weary you, the confused you, the fragile you, that's the one He embraces without hesitation. Type 1212 if you trust Jesus. You don't need to have the answers. You don't need to see the finish line. All you need is to keep walking with Him, one step at a time. The path may seem unclear now, but He sees the full picture. What seems like detours to you are divine routes in His design. What feels like silence is often sacred space for trust to deepen. God isn't just preparing a blessing for you. He's preparing you for the blessing. There are things you've prayed for that haven't come yet, not because God ignored them, but because He's aligning every detail in a way that you couldn't have orchestrated even if you tried. His timing may not match your urgency, but it always matches your need. He knows when your heart is ready. He knows what will truly fulfill you, not just temporarily satisfy you. And even if you've stumbled, even if you've run, even if you've made choices you regret and feel like you've drifted too far, grace is still chasing you. Mercy is still reaching out. Jesus never stopped loving you, not for a moment. His love is not dependent on your perfection. It's rooted in His nature, and His nature is unchanging. Let yourself breathe again. Let your heart believe again. Even if it's hard. Even if it hurts. Even if the past keeps trying to remind you of who you used to be. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the things that fell apart. You are a child of the Most High God, and your life is covered in a grace that renews every single morning. Maybe the enemy's voice has been loud lately, trying to convince you that nothing will ever change. That your prayers are useless. That your hope is foolish. But that voice is not truth. That voice doesn't hold the final word over your life. God does. And He has already spoken life over you, purpose into you, and destiny ahead of you. What He starts, He finishes. What He promises, He fulfills. If your heart is holding pain that no one else sees, remember that Jesus is close to the broken-hearted. He is not distant in your suffering. He is not absent in your confusion. He walks with you through it all. He knows every crack, every scar, every shattered dream, and He still calls you beautiful. He still calls you His. This journey you're on might not look like you imagined. But it is not without meaning. It is not without grace. Every step you take with Him, even the smallest one, is a step toward healing. A step toward peace. A step toward something eternal. The pain may have shaped part of your story, but it does not define your identity. You are not the brokenness you carry. You are not the battles you've fought. You are a vessel of glory, a temple of His Spirit, and your story isn't over. It's still being written, with pages filled with hope, redemption, and love that never lets go. So if all you can do today is whisper His name, do it. If all you can do is cry in His presence, let the tears fall. If all you can do is sit in silence and let your soul rest, that's enough. Because He's not demanding anything from you. He's offering you rest. He's offering you His hand, and He's whispering again, "You're still mine." Type yes to affirm. The pain you've carried is not invisible to Him. It may have been ignored by others, misunderstood, or judged, but not by God. He has watched over your heart like a father who never stops loving, even when his child stumbles. He hasn't been waiting for you to be perfect before He shows you His goodness. He's been waiting for your heart to soften, for you to believe that He never stopped loving you in the first place. There is nothing weak about you for feeling tired. There is nothing wrong with you for being overwhelmed. God doesn't expect you to walk through fire and pretend it doesn't burn. He knows your limits. He knows the burdens you carry. That's why He offers to carry them for you. Not because you failed, but because you were never meant to carry so much alone. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. You see, this world teaches us to be strong, to push through, to smile even when we're breaking, but Jesus invites us to rest. He invites us to sit with Him in our brokenness and let Him be the strength we can't find on our own. He doesn't just patch the wounds. He sits with us while they heal. He doesn't rush the process. He walks it out with us, every step of the way. Even when you feel like you're moving slowly, you are not behind. Heaven does not measure progress the way the world does. Heaven values your heart, your faith, your surrender. That silent prayer you whispered while driving. That tear that fell during worship when no one noticed. That moment you chose to believe again, even with shaking hands. Those things matter more than you know. God doesn't just see your struggle, He honors it. Every time you choose to trust when it would be easier to give up, something in the spiritual realm moves. Angels are near. Chains begin to break. Heaven draws closer. You may not feel it right away, but it's happening. You're not walking in circles. You're walking through layers of healing. You're being made new, gently and fully. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. Sometimes the miracle isn't in the moment, it's in the movement. It's in the way you kept going when you had every reason to quit. It's in the way you loved others even when your heart was tired. It's in the way you chose kindness, forgiveness, patience. That quiet obedience matters. That quiet strength is not unseen. God is building something deep in you that cannot be taken by the storms of this life. You may feel broken now, but you are not beyond restoration. In God's hands, broken pieces become part of something holy. He doesn't throw you away because of the pain or the mess. He draws you even closer. He bends down to meet you where you are. He lifts your face and reminds you that you are still chosen, still loved, still worthy of the promise He placed on your life. He is not rushing you. He is not impatient with your process. He delights in your heart even now, in the middle of healing. He finds beauty in your honesty. He smiles when you turn to Him again, even if your prayers are soft and unsure. That's what He desires, not a perfect life, but a present heart. He wants to be near you in every moment, especially the ones where you feel too fragile to stand. There will be days when faith feels like a struggle. That doesn't make you a failure. That makes you human. And Jesus understands what it means to be human. He walked this earth with skin and bones and pain just like us. He knows grief. He knows loneliness. He knows what it feels like to be misunderstood, to be pushed aside, to be abandoned by those who once called him friend. He is not distant from your pain. He is deeply familiar with it. And yet, he rose. And because he rose, you will too. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But the day will come when the heaviness lifts, when the burden breaks, and you'll find yourself breathing freely again. Not because the world suddenly became easier, but because his peace filled the spaces where fear used to live. There is purpose in this season, even if you can't see it yet. Every tear has been accounted for. Every prayer has reached heaven. Every quiet moment of faith has been recorded. Nothing is wasted. And one day, you'll look back on this season and realize it wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. It was shaping. It was the soil where something eternal began to grow. Don't let the enemy convince you that your story ends here. Don't believe the lie that says you're stuck, that nothing will ever change, that you've already missed your chance. God is not limited by time. He is not restricted by circumstances. He does not give up on his children. The same power that raised Jesus from the grave is alive in you. That power is not afraid of your doubts, your pain, or your past. What you thought would break you is becoming the very place where God is building your testimony. What once felt like a dead end will become a doorway to something beautiful. God is not finished. His love is not finished. And your story is still unfolding, wrapped in grace, covered in mercy, and filled with more beauty than you can imagine. Let your heart rest tonight. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are held. You are safe. You are seen. The hands that hold the universe are the same hands that hold your life. And those hands never let go. He's been guiding you quietly through the darkness, not because you deserve it, but because his love is that deep, that constant, and that real. You've been held even on the days you didn't feel it. Type 2323 if you agree. There's a quiet miracle happening in your life right now. It may not look like the breakthrough you've been praying for, but it's the miracle of staying afloat when life tried to drown you. It's the miracle of still choosing kindness when your heart is sore. It's the miracle of carrying hope in a world that feels heavy. That kind of faith is powerful. Heaven doesn't overlook it. God cherishes every ounce of strength you pour into simply holding on. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late for what God has promised. His timing isn't based on your calendar. It's based on his purpose. And his purpose for your life is still alive, still moving, still unfolding, even now. There is not a single second of your life that has caught him off guard. Every detour, every delay, every heartbreak, he is using all of it to shape you into someone stronger, softer, and more full of grace. They tried to hide this ancient 9-word prayer for decades, but it's finally been exposed, and those who speak it are seeing money flow into their lives in miraculous ways. Scientists reveal it awakens a neural pathway tied to abundance, joy, and opportunity. It's short, powerful, and life-altering. Thousands are already experiencing relief from debt and sudden wealth. Don't wait, Click the link in the description and comments before it's removed forever. You're learning to depend on him in ways you never had to before. You're discovering that peace doesn't always come from a change in your surroundings. Sometimes, it grows inside you, in the middle of the storm. And that's where Jesus is, right there in the middle, not waiting on the other side for you to reach him, but walking with you through it. Holding you up when you're too tired to stand. Whispering, "You're not alone," when the silence gets too loud. This world will tell you to keep pushing, to keep achieving, to hide your tears and keep going. But God invites you to rest. Not to give up, but to stop striving on your own. To breathe. To let him carry what's crushing you. You were never created to bear every burden alone. That's why he says, "Come to me, and I will give you rest." Not temporary relief, but deep, soul-level rest that no one else can give. Type 2020 to claim miracles. If you felt overlooked or invisible, if it seems like everyone else is being blessed while you sit quietly in the back, please know this: God hasn't passed you by. Your name is still written in his heart. Your life is still wrapped in his promises. You don't have to fight for his attention. You already have it. He saw you before anyone else did, and he hasn't stopped seeing you since. It's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to say, "God, I'm not strong today." That kind of honesty touches his heart more than polished words ever could. He wants your truth, not your perfection. Bring him your broken pieces. Bring him your questions. Bring him your fears. You don't have to clean yourself up before you come to him. His love is what does the cleaning. His mercy is what brings the healing. There's something beautiful about trusting God when it would be easier to walk away. There's something powerful about staying faithful when the answers don't come quickly. Every time you choose to believe that he's still working, you're planting seeds. You may not see the harvest yet, but it's growing. You're being shaped into someone who can carry his light through the darkest places. What you're walking through is not just for you. One day, someone else will sit in the same kind of pain you're feeling now, and your story will be the comfort they never knew they needed. Your healing will become hope for someone else. Your strength will remind them that they're not alone. Your faith, even in this valley, is not just surviving, it's planting hope in others. God sees what no one else does. He sees the moments you get out of bed when your heart feels heavy. He sees the way you keep loving others even when you feel empty inside. He sees the faith you carry quietly, when no one else knows what it's costing you. And he honors that. He blesses that. Not always in the way we expect, but always in the way that matters most. This is not where your story ends. This is not where the light fades. You may be in a chapter that feels too hard, too slow, too long, but there is a page ahead full of joy you haven't felt yet, peace you haven't known yet, and blessings you haven't imagined yet. God is not finished writing. The author of all things good is still turning the pages, still shaping the plot, still holding the pen. And as he writes, he weaves in love, mercy, and hope with every sentence. He includes details you thought he forgot. He makes beauty out of scenes you thought were ruined. That's who he is, a God who takes broken things and builds something unshakable with them. That's what He's doing with your life, even now. So breathe. Let your shoulders fall. Let the tears come if they need to. You don't have to pretend with God. You don't have to hold it together for Him. He's already holding you. Just as you are. Right now. With no conditions, no expectations, no shame. You're not too far gone. You're not too late. You're not too messy to be loved. You are deeply, fully, unshakably loved by a God who never left, never forgot, and never stopped choosing you. Type Amen if you believe. There are moments in life when your heart cries louder than your voice ever could. The kind of cries no one else hears, not your family, not your friends, not even the people you trust the most. But God hears them all. Every silent ache. Every hidden tear. Every unspoken fear. He doesn't need explanations. He knows. And He stays. God doesn't promise a life without pain, but He promises to be with you through it. He is not just watching from a distance. He is right here, in this moment with you. In the stillness. In the chaos. In the waiting. In the not knowing. He is not pacing the floors of heaven, anxious or uncertain. He is calm. He is steady. He is the anchor holding you, even when you feel like you're drifting. It's okay if your faith feels fragile. It's okay if your strength feels small. God never asked you to carry it all. He only asks you to trust Him with what you can't carry anymore. That weight you've been holding, the fear, the exhaustion, the grief, it's safe in His hands. He doesn't need you to prove anything. He only wants your heart. You are not a burden to God. You are not too much. You are not exhausting His mercy or wearing out His grace. His love doesn't run dry. His patience doesn't fade. His kindness doesn't stop at your worst moments. In fact, that's when His love pours out even more. You are not being punished. You are being protected. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. There's beauty growing in this hard place. It might not be visible yet, but that doesn't mean it's not real. Seeds planted in tears often bloom in silence. God sees your quiet endurance as worship. He sees your perseverance as praise. He sees the days you keep showing up, even when your heart is weary. That kind of faith moves mountains. Type 1111 if you trust in God. A powerful 9-word prayer once classified by secret agencies has now leaked, and it's quietly rewriting destinies. In under 30 seconds, it reprograms the mind to attract wealth and dissolve scarcity. Users are reporting surprise income, restored hope, and financial peace. But this page might be deleted at any time. Click the link now before it's taken down without warning. This season might feel long. It might feel dry and empty. But God brings rivers through deserts. He makes flowers grow in barren places. You haven't been abandoned, you've been surrounded. You haven't been forgotten, you've been favored, even in your lowest moments. He is holding it all. Every question. Every sorrow. Every longing. and He will bring beauty from it. The enemy wants you to believe that this is it. That this is as far as you'll go. That nothing will ever change. But the enemy is afraid of what's inside you, because within you is the Spirit of the living God. Within you is purpose, power, and a future that no darkness can take away. Don't stop walking. Don't stop praying. Don't stop trusting. Even if your trust is trembling. Even if your hope is bruised. Even if you don't feel strong enough to believe boldly anymore, just keep placing one foot in front of the other. Heaven moves on your behalf when you move in faith. Even the smallest step counts. Let go of the lie that says you're alone. Let go of the voice that says it's too late for you. That voice doesn't come from God. His voice says you are still His. You are still loved. You are still chosen. You are still here for a reason, and nothing you've faced has the power to cancel the plans He still has for you. The healing might be slower than you hoped. The breakthrough might not have arrived yet. But His timing is never wrong. He is never early. He is never late. He is always on time. And while you wait, He's not wasting a moment. He's rebuilding things inside you: trust, joy, courage, strength, brick by brick, day by day. You've come further than you think. You've made it through nights you didn't think you would survive. You've prayed through moments that nearly broke you. You've hoped when everything looked hopeless. And you are still standing. That's not weakness. That's not chance. That's the power of God holding you up. He is not finished. He hasn't even shown you the best part yet. You are walking toward it, even if all you can see right now is the fog in front of you. Keep going. Keep trusting. Keep leaning on Him when you have nothing else to lean on. His arms are strong enough for your sorrow, your fatigue, your confusion. Don't underestimate the quiet work God is doing in you. You are becoming more patient, more compassionate, more aware of His love. And that growth is sacred. That growth is eternal. That growth matters more than the speed of the journey. You don't have to be on fire all the time. You don't have to always feel inspired. Sometimes the deepest moments of faith are the ones when you simply whisper, "God, I trust you," even with tears in your eyes. Even when everything around you looks the same. That is faith. And it is more than enough. Let this part of your life be wrapped in grace. Let it be soaked in mercy. Let it be filled with peace that doesn't make sense. Not because everything is fixed, but because you know who holds your future. And He's never dropped anyone. So breathe deeply. Rest fully. Let your heart be still, not because everything is calm outside, but because Christ is calm within you. He is peace. He is strength. He is love. And He is with you, now and forever. Type 222 if you believe God is working in your life.